Hello everyone and welcome back. We're going to do a quick video this afternoon here on the tools that you'll be requiring to use for stained glass artwork. We'll do a quick rundown on what is here, and then after we'll do a video on how to use the tools, how to use the cutters, the breaker, the run pliers, and the foiling tools. So let's see what we have here. First off, we have the run pliers, and they have a curved jaw, kind of a frown, and they have a notch on here, so when you score the glass, you put the notch down the score line and break it. Has an adjuster here, so you can adjust the height depending on the thickness of glass you're using. And then here we have the Grozier pliers, breaker plier, and they have a drop jaw here, and they have a flat jaw on the top, which you'll use the flat jaw on the top. And it has serrated teeth inside, and that way you can finish the edge of your glass a little bit if you need to. Also, we have glass cutters. These are the ones I personally use. I have a narrow head cutter. This is a comfort grip cutter. It has a tap wheel, so as it's cutting, it has micro notches on the wheel itself. So as you're scoring the glass, it's actually tapping and driving that cut deeper into the glass. I also use the wide pattern head, the wide head, and that's good for going along the edge of the straight edge when you're cutting larger pieces of glass. It keeps that cutter close to the edge of the square. I have a little container with oil. You can actually put oil in these cutters and just take the cap out, pour oil in the cutter, and there's a little flat spot on the brass head here, and when you thread that in, you don't want to crank it right down because then you won't get any oil flow. You want to just lightly tighten it there and just back it off just a little bit so it gets some airflow. There's a wick inside here, so as you're pushing down, the wick is touching the wheel and the oil will absorb into the wick. You'll want a tape measure. You can also use a straight edge. I prefer one with a cork back because then it won't scratch your glass. And when you get to the foiling, you will use your burnishers, or your FID, to burnish the copper foil. Copper foil comes in silver, black, and copper, 3/16, 7/32, and 1/4 inch, depending on what your project requires. And when you peel the foil back, because it has a sticky back on it, when you peel it back, there's actually the coating inside is black, silver, or copper, depending on what glass you're using. Foil pattern shears. These have a basically three-piece system. So this side has 2 blades and this side has 1. As you cut your paper, it'll actually take a little fine strip out, and that is the same dimension as the width of your copper foil on both sides of your glass. There's also lead pattern shears too as well. Straight edge, you'll line that up on the edge of the glass for cutting. You put the glass here, and it's on both sides. There's a rest. You put the glass on the table and slide your straight edge up to the edge of the glass, and then run your score. You'll want to have some band-aids just because people do get cut. Safety glasses and gloves. Safety glasses are a must. Get used to putting them on, especially when you're cutting glass, grinding glass. Get in the habit of putting them on and wearing them all the time. Gloves are nice for handling the glass in larger pieces, or if you're working with a smaller piece that you need to hold and solder with the other hand, it does absorb some of the heat. Glass cutter oil you can use with your glass cutters. I personally have a paper towel in a plastic lid. I pour in there and then I just dip my cutter in there. You can use a sponge, whatever works. I personally do not fill up the reservoirs on the cutters. Soldering iron. This one has an adjustable rheostat on the side here, so you can turn the temperature of the iron up and down, whatever you're working on. Solder, flux brush, and obviously flux. You can also have cleaners, NutriClean for taking the flux off of the glass, wash it, patina, and a grinder. And I also have the grid surface here, which is nice, so when you're cutting glass and breaking glass, the little pieces will fall inside the squares and you can vacuum them out later on. Also put your grinder on top of here, and any of the little grinder grit also falls into there, and you can vacuum it out as well. Hope this is helpful. We'll do a video using the tools, and please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.